reminder. Inshallah, now we will have our Imam, Sheikh Fadel Soliman. He will going to join us live from London to deliver the Iftar reminder for us today. So please stay tuned. Sheikh Fadel.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، إنه من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. ونصلي ونسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبع هداه. أما بعد, all praises are due to Allah, the creator, the cherisher, and the sustainer of this universe. And may his peace and blessings be upon his noble prophet Muhammad and his descendants and his companions and his followers. Dear respected followers of Prophet Muhammad in Leeds, may Allah bless you and may Allah accept from you your fasting and your prayers and all your Ibada and all your worship. And may Allah protect you and protect your children. Today we are facing a huge calamity, and people are looking for the cure. People are looking for the medicine. But that's not the only ailment or the only disease that people can't find the medicine for. We have a lot of diseases, and we know it's medicine, but we're not taking it. Let me tell you this story again. I said this story before in your mosque, but maybe some of you never heard it from me. I am from a place in Egypt called As-Sa'id, where people are very kind-hearted to the extent that the rest of the Egyptians make jokes about us. And they say that we are naive. So actually, I don't deny that we are a bit naive. And I have one of my relatives who's a doctor, an ENT doctor, who received one of the farmers in his practice complaining from a pain in the ear. So he checked his ear and he found that he has inflammation inside in his ear. So he wrote a prescription for him that he should take an antibiotic course, 1 capsule of 500 milligram every 6 hours. The man came back after 2 days complaining that the pain is still the same. It didn't go yet. So the doctor said, yeah, actually the antibiotic takes 4 to 5 days to work. So please continue taking your medicine. He told him, Wallahi, I can't take any more. He said, why? Just continue taking your medicine, man. He said, Wallahi, I can't take any more. So what's wrong with you? Just continue taking your medicine. So, Wallahi, I can't take any more. Anyway, he checked his ear and he found that he was pushing a capsule in his ear every 6 hours. And I'm sure that many of you are now laughing. And I'm happy that you're laughing. Why? Because the Quran is a medicine. The Quran is a cure. It's a cure for the diseases of the heart. And the diseases of the heart are diseases like anger, those who get angry quickly, and hatred, and envy, and humiliating yourself to someone for being rich, and boredom, and a lot, laziness. All these are diseases of the heart. And Allah told us in the Quran that He sent us the cure. He sent us the medicine. And the medicine is the Quran. He said, وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And we send down from the Quran what is a cure and a mercy for the believers. And it came several times that the Quran is a cure. But many of us read the Quran every day. Many of us memorize the whole Quran even. but the diseases of the hearts are still there, and it's not curing. Why? Maybe we take it the wrong way, like that guy whom we just laughed at. Maybe we're not dealing with the Quran the way Allah tells us. How should we deal with the Quran? Why did Allah send the Quran? So that we can deal with it how? Allah said in the Quran, كتاب أنزلناه إليك مبارك ليدبروا آياته. A blessed book that I have sent down to you, O Muhammad, so that they would ponder upon its ayat, so that they may ponder upon its signs. And Allah said also, أَفَلَا يَتَدَبَّرُونَ الْقُرْآنَ أَمْ عَلَى قُلُوبٍ أَقْفَالُهَا. Won't they ponder the Quran, or do they have locks upon their hearts? So the Quran was sent to be pondered upon. Yeah, but how can we ponder the Quran if we don't know Arabic? That's a question. I met a convert who converted 30 years ago. When I first came to this country 6 years ago, and she told me, I read the Quran every day. I said, amazing. And which translation did you read? She said, no, I learned how to put letters next to each other in order to read it in Arabic. I said, wow, but you don't understand? I said, no, I don't understand. I said, okay, which translation did you like most? She said, I never read the translation. Wallahi, I don't have any clue what this book is about. And I said, why are you reading it every day then? She said, to bring barakah to my life. So for many people, barakah is the concept of good luck. Barakah is not good luck. You can get barakah in your life by reading the Quran, understanding the Quran, and then pondering upon the words of the Quran and applying it in your life. This is how you get barakah in your life. The Quran is not an amulet, but many of us deal with it as an amulet. Those who buy a new house, they buy a big Quran to put it in the reception. Why? To protect the house. Still, houses get stolen. Those who buy new cars, they buy a new Quran and they put it on the dashboard. Why? To protect the car. And cars get stolen and cars make accidents. It doesn't protect like that. The Quran is not an amulet. The Quran is a book to be read and felt and pondered upon. Anyway, so what happened is 6 years ago, East London Mosque told me, take a weekly session. So I said, let me try something. Let me try Tadabbur. Tadabbur means pondering upon. Let's try doing pondering in English. Sorry. So I did Tadabbur for Surah An-Nur in East London Mosque. And it worked. Tadabbur was possible even in English. Actually, I was sure that it's going to be possible, because if Allah sent this Quran to be pondered upon, and Allah knows that one day only 15% of Muslims will be Arab-speaking people, and the rest are not Arab-speaking and they can't understand Arabic, then definitely pondering is possible in translations. Also, we all know about cases of people who read the Quran and they became Muslim, like Imam Suhaib Webb. Imam Suhaib Webb was a DJ, and then he read the Quran and he became Muslim. We know Sister Sarah Joseph. She read the Quran, she became Muslim. Cat Stevens, he read the Quran, he became Muslim Islam. Good. actually, they did not read the Quran. They read the English translation, which is not the Quran. The Quran is only the Arabic text. But still, in the English translation, there was guidance. The element of guidance is still in the translation. And we're speaking about a translation that is 60% accurate, 70% accurate, 80% accurate. Still, there's guidance. So, when I applied the keys of pondering the Quran on the English translation, we were able to ponder. But I have seen things in the translations that I wished that they could have been adjusted in a way that allows more tadabbur in English, more pondering in English. And I saw that they are like obstacles against tadabbur in English. So I started to dream of translating the Quran. A translation that allows more tadabbur, that allows the English reader to ponder upon it. Alhamdulillah, 2 months ago, it's out. It's called the Bridges Translation of the 10 Qira'at of the Noble Quran. Alhamdulillah. Took me 4 years with a group of linguists and translators to do it. It is the first translation ever, alhamdulillah, in the world of the 10 qira'at of the Quran. 10 qira'at means 10 modes of recitation. The qira'ah that you usually read, and the most famous is called Hafs an Asim qira'ah. Hafs an Asim mode of recitation. But most Moroccans and Algerians and Tunisians, they recite a different qira'ah that was the most famous until 400 years ago, until the Egyptians actually switched to Hafs, and then it became number 2. But until 400 years ago, Warsh an Nafi' was the most famous qira'ah and the most widespread. Warsh an Nafi' qira'ah, mode of recitation. And there are 20 narrations of the 10 modes of recitation. So there are 10 modes of recitation. For every imam who has a mode, there are 2 narrators. About 30% of the variations between the qira'at affect the meaning. And it enriches the meaning. It makes the ayah vivid. It makes the ayah move. The ayah becomes high definition when it is learned in the different qira'at. So alhamdulillah, this is a translation of the 10 qira'at of the Quran and 2 other main features that are very important. There is a phenomenon in the Quran called the grammatical shifting. Grammatical shifting in Arabic, it is called al-iltifat. Grammatical shifting in tenses of verbs or in pronouns or in numbers. I'll give you the example, an easy example of the grammatical shifting in tenses of verbs. But it is also a very dramatic example. Brace yourselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about the hereafter about 500 times in the Quran. 499 times were in past tense, not in future tense. But you will never realize that in the translations because translators changed the tense of the verb to future tense in order not so that you don't find it awkward when you read it. But Allah didn't speak like that. 99.9% of the times when Allah spoke about the hereafter, He spoke in past tense. Allah said, and the evildoers were driven to hellfire in Surah Az-Zumar. In every translation, shall be driven. And those who have taqwa were admitted to paradise. In every translation, it is shall be admitted to paradise. And the evildoers in hellfire are calling upon Malik, the warden of fire, telling him, let your Lord kill us because we are tired. We cannot stand the torture anymore. So the ayah says, وَنَادَوْا يَا مَالِكُ لِيَقْضِ عَلَيْنَا رَبُّكَ, in past tense. And they called out to Malik, let your Lord finish us off. In every translation, they will call out as in future tense. He said, you are staying. In every translation, he shall say. That's not right.
If you can remember, please announce.
There is some Asad.
COVID-19 medical insight.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. So the issue is, I feel that Arab-speaking Muslims should not act like they are guardians upon non-Arab-speaking Muslims. There is nothing like, they will find it awkward, so let's change the tenses of the verbs. No, I felt that non-Arab-speaking Muslims have the right to know how their Lord spoke. So this translation is not only about the meanings of the words, it is also about the style of God in speech. We left it as it is. We left it in past tense. And then you find a footnote, and in the footnote you find frequently the Quran addresses the events of the hereafter in past tense, and this should be pondered by the reader. And so on. One more thing. We do not push our understanding as translators on you as the reader. I leave you with your experience with the Quran. Anta in Arabic is you in English. The pronoun anta is you. This is when I speak to only one person. When I speak to two people, I say antuma. In English, it's you. Same thing. When I speak to more than two, 3 up to 1 million, I say antum. In English, you. Same thing. So we are speaking about two languages that are completely different in structure. So when someone writes a text in English, he writes the text in a way that makes the reader understand who is he talking to, one or two or more. But in Arabic, no one needs that because the pronouns are many and they are very specific. It shows if this is masculine, if this is one person or two people or plural or feminine, or they are many and they are specific. So in Arabic, we don't need to specify. So English translators, there is 165 English translations so far, before mine. So it was 165. They used to, in order to make you as a reader understand that this you is singular, they used to say you, and between brackets they put O Muhammad. Same thing in imperative tenses. Qul, say. Qulu is also say. The first one is an imperative tense when you are talking to one person, and the second one is an imperative tense when you are speaking to a group of people. Qula is an imperative tense when you speak to only two people. But in English, it is just say. So people used to say, and then between brackets, O Muhammad, in order to let you know that this say is singular. But actually the word Muhammad came 4 times only in the Quran. Why should I add 1,000 more times? It only came 4 times. It's true that if I add it as a translator, I'm adding it between brackets, which means it is not from the text, but still it will have an effect on the heart. A different effect than maybe what the Quran wants it to have when you read it, as if it's talking to you. Also, if you is plural, they used to say you and between brackets, all believers, to tell you that this you is plural. But who said that Allah is speaking to believers? Maybe Allah is speaking to all people, mankind. There are some other occasions, you between brackets, all mankind, maybe Allah is speaking only to the believers. So why am I pushing my understanding on you as a translator? In this translation, we did something genius. And that's, we added something to the English language, something that is not used. We added a superscript next to the pronoun to tell you if this you is singular or plural or dual. And also next to the imperative tenses. I will share screen now with you and show you a PDF version of it. Here. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Here. Have you not seen how Allah has set forth a parable? You see here, number 24. Have you, and there is a small SG, a small superscript. This means that this you is singular. Other translation will put, have you, between brackets, O Muhammad, not seen how Allah set forth a parable? It will have a different effect, as if Allah is talking to Prophet Muhammad only. But here, have you, singular. You hear I'm saying that Allah is talking to you personally. Let me show you another one. Here, in the bottom, it is hard to get it. Here in the bottom, there was here, for example, so never think, and next to the think there is an SG. SG here means singular. Okay? Here there is a plural. Did you and PL superscript. It means this you is plural. Instead of putting 2 brackets and say, oh mankind, or all believers, and maybe I misunderstood it. Here. Do not ever think that Allah is oblivious of what the unjust are doing. Unjust next to it, PL, which means the unjust people. Other translators would put the unjust people, so that you understand that it's speaking not about only one unjust person. Here I put PL as it is, because in Arabic it's only one word, and so on. There are also many other differences. For example, we did what we call standardization. One of the things, the keys of pondering the Quran is, for example, if you want to understand the Quranic picture about a certain term that comes a lot, like al-muttaqin, the mindful of Allah. You search and you look where exactly it came, and you read all the context in order to understand what the Quran means by this word. But the problem is, a word like al-muttaqin can have many translations in English. It can be the righteous, it can be the pious, it can be the mindful of God, it can be those who are conscious of God. All these are good translations. But what's wrong is to use many, many translations for the same word all over the Quran in order to enrich your vocab. No, like that, I'm depriving the reader from realizing the repetition. So we standardized. For us, for example, we chose the mindful of God for Al-Muttaqeen, all the way from Al-Fatiha to An-Nas. All over the Quran, it is the same, so that you in English can search and you can ponder and so on. Anyway, Jazakumullah khairan, may Allah bless you. This is sold in actually on Amazon. I think it's overpriced. You don't have to buy it like that, but it is for £3 only PDF. The PDF is only for £3 on Bridges website, and I think this is very inexpensive, inshallah. So إيهاب هنعمل حاجة ولا تحب أقوم أولع واجي؟ يسألوني لو عايز، بس أقوم أولع.
About the Sheikh Fadel, can you talk to us about the new game, Beat the Turtles, please?
Okay. Well, you know, guys, we in Bridges Foundation made a new program to protect people from falling into atheism, but this program has to be applied on them in childhood. So we collected all the root causes of atheism, and in a committee made of child psychiatrists, educators, and ourselves in Bridges have put the vaccine of every root cause of atheism. How can I make sure that your child watched the video that I made for him to understand this concept that will vaccinate him? So we did not do that. We made a game where children go and play, and during playing, videos pop up for them, and they watch two children talking to each other, implanting the concept in their hearts. And after the video, they answer questions, and if they answer properly, their points of the game get doubled so that they can answer attentively, and so on. So we have two games so far. A game called After the Match, which actually saves or protects from many root causes of atheism, like the root cause, which is the dilemma of evil. Why is there evil in this world? How can there be a God when there is evil? And also that the propaganda against Islam, that Islam is oppressive for women and oppressive for LGBT and those people, these things. So that's a game. Without talking about women, without talking about sexual issues at all, but indirectly. And the new game is called Save the Turtles. It is actually establishing the concept of that there must be a creator in this world. Anything else is insanity. There must be a creator. And this is called Save the Turtles. So this is also something that I wish every one of you enrolls his child in it. Don't tell children it has anything to do with atheism. This is wrong to do. Because I don't want a child to play two games and think that he is now ready to go and read what atheists say, and then he goes and he starts debating against them. He's not ready for that. If you teach someone to swim, that doesn't mean that he is ready to throw himself in the ocean. This is just nice. These are just nice games, beautiful games that have a religious message, and they are very interesting. And kids are playing it from all over the world. We have 5 schools who adopted these games in their religion curriculum. The first school is Qasim Tuat in Hong Kong. The second school is Tarbiyah al-Islamiyya in Canada. The third school is An-Nur An-Nur school in the United States of America. The fourth school is Haya International School in Lebanon, in Beirut. And the fifth is Elite in Turkey. We are talking about a huge project. The last game costed us $75,000 just to make it. It took us 1 year to finish it. We're talking about a huge project that is made for your children. Anything else, Akhi?
How can people get hold of it? How can people?
Go to everything we have is on our website. Here, this is not a gas station, as I told you before. Bridges Foundation is where I work. Go to www.bridges-foundation.org, organization, and subscribe. You become a Bridges member. Everything is for you for free. Everything that after you subscribe. Of course, subscription is £40 per year. But there are people who are subscribers since 4 years and 5 years, and we never turned it off for them. So you just pay one time, £40. If you have 2 children, send us an email, director@bridges-foundation.org, and say, I have 2 children. We will send you a coupon where you enroll both children for £40. If you have more than 2 children, send us director@bridges-foundation.org. Say, I have more than 2 children. I have 10 children. We will send you a coupon. The whole family will be for £40. We don't care. Okay? So the issue is, we want every Muslim child to be enrolled. If you don't want to pay, you don't have to tell me why you don't want to pay. You don't have to tell me that I'm having issues, financial issues. Just send and say, I want to enroll my child for free. We will do that. But this is your organization. If we cease to continue to exist, your children will not see more things, because there is 2 more games that have to be out. One of them is about Barahin al-Nubuwwah, which is how to prove that Islam is the right religion. And this needs finance. So if you can help, help. If you can pay, pay. If you don't need to have a discount, don't ask for a discount. But if you need discount, say, I want a discount. If you want it for free, say, I want it for free. No one will ask you any questions, and we will send you a coupon, and you will enroll your child for free if you want, without any questions.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh Fadel. Thank you very
Can I
much.
go to cook my food?
I know that in London, Maghrib is earlier than here up in Leeds.
Yeah, after 10 minutes, and I didn't cook yet.
Okay. So I will leave you, inshallah, to go and prepare your food and have a lovely iftar, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for your reminder today.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, Jazakumullah khairan for staying online with us. Just a quick announcement before we move on to the appeal, and we have Brother Luqman today for it. We have tomorrow actually a very, very important live session about COVID-19 and medical insight. The lecture will be presented by Dr. Najib and Dr. Mizan, and it's a live session where you can also ask questions as well. So, and we'll be sending more details out, inshallah. That will be tomorrow at 7:30. That will be before the iftar reminder with Sheikh Tahir. So, and that's going to give you all the updates, all what you need to know about the current situation, about the COVID-19. May Allah protect us all, inshallah. Also, we did announce earlier about Zakatul Fitr. Zakatul Fitr or Fitrana this year, we will not be taking it directly in the mosque. So you'll not be able to pay it directly to the mosque as you used to do previous years, unfortunately, due to the mosque being closed. So we have put out on the website and also on Facebook links to different charities that we work with that are all registered with the UK Charity Commission, where you can directly go onto the link and pay the Zakat al-Fitr directly to the charity. And we put a list of 4 to 5 charities, and you can choose which one you want to pay to and where you want your Zakat al-Fitr to be paid. We do urge you to pay early, obviously, because when you pay the money to the charity, they have to do the work and make sure that the money or the food is passed on to the needy in the countries before Eid prayer, inshallah. So if you go onto the website of the mosque, of the Leeds Grand Mosque, or the Facebook, you will find, inshallah, the list of the charities that we work with. Jazakumullah khairan. And I will pass on to my dear brother Luqman. Long time no see. How are you, brother?
I'm very good.
Alhamdulillah. So it's all yours now. Jazakumullah khair.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Unfortunately, I have to make an announcement that Leeds Grand Mosque will be closing permanently. There will be no more community projects, no more children's activities, no more congregational prayers. Now, imagine if that was true. That's not actually true, but imagine if that was true, because today's appeal is fundraising for Leeds Grand Mosque. So please, we do need you to donate generously, because that could be a reality. So I just want you to think, if that was a reality, how would you feel? How would you miss Leeds Grand Mosque and the experience and the services that they provide? So please, today, the appeal is for Leeds Grand Mosque, so donate generously. And know that when you donate charity, it will only increase you in your wealth. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put barakah in your wealth, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace it with something better. So whatever you give, it will get replaced with something better. And I know it's difficult times. If you're going through difficult times, if you're having problems, please still give sadaqah. Why? Because sadaqah will divert calamities. It is one of those things that is so special that it will actually extinguish the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like water extinguishes fire. There's so many virtues of giving sadaqah, because in reality, what we're doing is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the wealth. We're actually just returning it back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and getting more ajr and more reward. And this is why Aisha radiallahu anha used to perfume the sadaqah before she gave it. Look how beautiful examples we have. And we have the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was the most generous. They were the most generous in Ramadan time. So now it's Ramadan time, the last 10 nights. This is when the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is high. This is the time to show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala what we are made of by donating as much as we can. This is the time to reflect and act about the whole situation that's happening, and to improve our circumstances. And the best way to do it is to donate to your local masajid, and in this case, donate to Leeds Grand Mosque. Now, I have a bit of a challenge. The amount that you're thinking of donating, try to double it or try to triple it, just to show that you are more generous in Ramadan time, if you can do so. If you can't, donate as much as you can, because there will be barakah in it and you will not lose out in any shape or form. Because in reality, what we are doing, we're transferring the funds from your dunya account into your hereafter account. So you still get it back. You just get it back at a later date, but you will get increased in your risk and your provisions and calamities removed. There's so many virtues and benefits. So please do support Leeds Grand Mosque so they can continue to provide the community services, and we can expand and improve and bring Islam into a good light in the community that we live in. So I urge you all to please donate as much as you can, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all our ibadats in Ramadan time, inshallah. Jazakallah khair for listening.
Jazakallah khair, Brother Luqman. And we'll bring you the video.
The closure of Leeds Grand Mosque has presented us with a problem. Our main source of income has been removed from us. For over 2 decades, building up the mosque and providing many activities for women, men and children, we do not want to see our mosque in a dire financial situation. Now, more than ever, we need your prayers and your financial support. Please give your support through signing up to a regular monthly direct debit of £20. Or, on every Blessed Friday, make an online donation to the mosque. If we come together and donate to the mosque, we can ensure we are still standing strong after the lockdown has been lifted. LGM has moved the Friday reminder online, and daily reminders will be given throughout Ramadan in these tough times. We are going to have a full Ramadan online program this year to ensure our congregation are still connected to their beloved mosque. Our Love in Box team is out there delivering essential food and medical supplies to the most vulnerable. The Living Islam Academy have restarted the children and youth Quran classes online to make sure our children are not missing out on the essential Islamic knowledge they need. The Arabic School are also delivering their classes online to the children and youth. We are also delivering the LGM Scouts online to the Cubs and the Scouts. We are still here for the LGM community, and we are still ready to serve. Although the mosque may be closed, let's ensure that our hearts don't do the same. Simply text MYLGM to 70450 to donate £20 a month, or text MYLGM to 70480 to donate £20 as a one-off payment. Text costs £20 plus one standard rate message.
Jazakumullah khairan, brothers and sisters. So simply to donate to the mosque, inshallah, you can find the link on the post. You'll find the link on the website, how to donate easy, inshallah. There are several ways we put in the post. You can donate. We have cash points in our box supermarkets. You can pay by card, and also you can pay online, obviously, or even direct bank transfers. We will leave you now with a video. We might have to cut the live shortly, and then we will be back to do the adhan inshallah afterwards. But we have just like a nice video to show inshallah. Hopefully, if it's
Jazakumullah khair. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to share with you a nice video for many people that reminisce about the beauty of Ramadan, especially back home, and to share with you Asma Allah al-Husna. Hold on a second, I'll do it again because I didn't do the sound. Yeah, it's there.
هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر الخالق البارئ المصور الغفار القهار الوهاب الرزاق الفتاح العليم القابض الباسط الخافض الرافع المعز المذل السميع البصير الحكم العدل اللطيف الخبير الحليم العظيم الغفور الشكور العلي الكبير الحبيب المقيم الحسيب الجليل الكريم الرحيم المجيب الواسع الحكيم الودود المجيد الباعث الشهيد الحق الوكيل القوي المتين الولي الحميد المحصي المبدع المعين المحيي المميت الحي القيوم الواجد الماجد الواحد الصمد القادر المقتدر المقدم المؤخر الأول الآتي الظاهر الباطن الوالي المتعال البر التواب المنتقم العفو الرؤوف مالك الملك ذو الجلال والإكرام المقسط الجامع الغني المغني المانع الضار النافع النور الهادي البديع الباقي الوارث الرشيد الطهور الذي ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير اللهم صل أفضل صلاة على أسعد مخلوقاتك سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم عدد معلوماتك ومداد كلماتك كلما ذكرك الذاكرون وغفل عن ذكره الغافلون.
Jazakumullah khair. And now I'll return later on, inshallah, with the adhan. We've got now just over 14 minutes, inshallah. And I'll get back to you, inshallah, with the adhan soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.